The NFL trade deadline is come and gone. Adam Thielen is still a Panther. He was in heavy trade talks. Then the trip to Germany came and went. Adam Thielen still wasn't even active coming off the injured reserve after a hamstring injury. Now, in the bye week, he's active again. They've had to because his 21-day window is coming up, but he's active and he's eligible to play for the Carolina Panthers coming up this next week against the Chiefs. What the heck do you do with Adam Thielen? Think about, like, he has to feel like he I don't know, went to college, came back, and his parents turned his room into a gym. Like, he has to come back in and go, I mean, it's the same walls, but this is a different place. When he got hurt, he was catching a touchdown from Andy Dalton, who had sparked the team. That's when Adam Thielen got hurt. He was catching a pass from Andy Dalton. Chuba Hubbard was still one of the least paid guys on the Panthers. Jonathon Brooks wasn't active. He is now.
Jalen Coker wasn't even on the 53-man roster at that point.
True. Bryce Young was the saddest, least confident guy in the NFL.
Yeah.
Now he comes back. Bryce Young is doing the first down dance in Germany. Chuba Hubbard's worth $30 million. Jalen Coker is got his own fan club with a funny nickname. Deontay Johnson was still on the team the last time Adam Thielen was around.
That's true.
He was the number 2 wide receiver to Deontay Johnson. Coming back, is he the number 3 to Xavier Legette and Jalen Coker?
Might be.
Jatavian Sanders wasn't playing much the last time we talked or saw Adam Thielen on the field. So now he comes back, and it's like, well, where do I fit?
Guys?
Mom, Dad, where do I sleep? My bed there's a Bowflex. Like, what do we do here? I'll tell you this, and this is it's very similar to the conversations we had about Andy Dalton, where I felt we need to have the disclaimer up front. This has very little to do with Adam Thielen. Just like my belief that they should have been playing Bryce Young had very little to do with Andy Dalton, the player, or who was better. It had more to do with who might potentially impact this team when they're ready to win, when they're ready to contend, when they're ready to go to the playoffs. Has very little to do with Adam Thielen. I don't want him featured. I don't want him the number 1 option on third downs. Those reps, those carries, those targets, those routes, those opportunities to get to the sticks, they are best spent going to other younger players. It's got to be an honest conversation with Adam Thielen. Hey, before you got hurt, we still had some percentage chance. I don't know what it was. It wasn't high, but we had some percentage chance that there was something to salvage this year. Now we have 2 wins through well past halfway through the season. The thing we're looking to salvage is 2025. Maybe be ready to contend by 2026. We need you. Don't get me wrong. We need Adam Thielen, but it's a hybrid role. We need you to be 50% wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, 50% assistant wide receivers coach. And that's not a conversation I would enjoy having. If I were the coach having to like call Adam Thielen in and give him that kind of, listen, there's 2 wide receivers on the field, I hope it's overwhelmingly Xavier Legette and Jalen Coker. Granted, it's been a little bit of David Moore out there. That makes even less sense to me. I hope coming out of the bye, Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker are the 2 wide receiver sets. If we go to 3 or 4, yeah, Adam, you can get out there on the field. But when you're not, I need you eyes and ears. I need you doing everything you can to pass along your decade plus of NFL knowledge to the young guys. Right? Go look at actually, I'm going to look it up right now just because I like being guys naming dudes, naming athletes. I'm going to go back and look at who was on the Vikings early in Adam Thielen's career, when Adam Thielen might have been a rookie. Let's get some stats. We'll get there.
By the way, as you're looking that up, you speak of snap counts and things along those lines and how much David Moore has been playing. Go to the last game against the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
60 offensive plays for the Panthers. Xavier Legette was on the field for 59 of those 60. Jalen Coker, in terms of wide receivers, was second behind him with 53. David Moore was third with 50. So a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. I'm like, just give David Moore snaps to Adam Thielen. You can still get Coker and Legette 80, 90+% of the snaps and still get Thielen out there a bunch.
By the way, this is going to be a good guy's name and dudes.
Sure.
In Adam Thielen's rookie year with the Vikings, their leading receiver was Greg Jennings.
Oh, wow. This is like the tail end of his career after he had played in Green Bay.
He was 31 years old at the time.
All right.
He had 740 yards on 59 catches. Nice. Guys like Kyle Rudolph were there. There was Matt Asiata was there as a running back. Jarius Wright wasn't that old, but was on there as well. Adrian Peterson, a 29-year-old Adrian Peterson,
still a tank.
Was I think this was the year he got hurt, 2014.
Okay.
My point is Teddy Bridgewater, who was young, but he was there. Matt Castle, 32-year-old. Christian Ponder, a 26-year-old. My point is you had vets, right? You had vets. What little nugget did they give you? Hey, when so-and-so presses you, do this. Hey, when the quarterback is blah, 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 here's how you can adjust and help him out. That's what I need from Adam Thielen. And, yeah, like as a wide receiver 3, I like having him there because that's good for Bryce to have somebody in 3 and 4 wide receiver sets that you know is dependable, is going to catch the ball, going to keep the sticks moving. But it still has to be a Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker, Jadeveon Sanders offense, passing offense first. Which is why I would hate having, like, Adam Thielen is a good player. He had 100 catches last year, okay? I saw somebody, Thomas Brown took over play calling for the Bears. And he was the play caller that took over for Frank Reich last year with the Panthers. And literally, I forget. I was reading an article, and I apologize. I don't remember where it was. The comment was, if there's any reason to be optimistic, Adam Thielen had a pretty good year last year, and Thomas Brown was the offensive coordinator. Like, they're scratching and clawing for any reason to be optimistic. But that shows Adam Thielen's a good player. Like, last year, he had 1,000 yards. He had 100 catches. He's a good dude, good player. I'd have to call him in, and I would say that. Listen, you're a good dude. You're a good player. I need you to take a back seat. For no other reason than you're the oldest wide receiver in the NFL, and we're a team with a young player takeover happening. It's if you remember Y2K, I can't give you the ball. If you remember where you were when the millennium changed over, sorry, that's the cutoff here. Everybody else can, if when we say Y2K, you go, I don't know what are you talking about? Y2K? Is that a band? Is that a Korean pop band? If that's your question, then yeah, go ahead. You can get the ball. Chuba Hubbard's 25. I don't know if anyone else older than that should get any kind of significant, serious focus on this offense.
Yeah, I think him is just your number 3 receiver. If you want to run a bunch of 3 wide receiver sets, that's fine.
And part of me thinks like, hey, I would actually rather see like Tommy Trimble as an inline tight end and split out Jadeveon Sanders into the slot, or Miles Sanders if he's healthy. Although Miles Sanders, I don't like him being featured.
I'd much rather have Adam Thielen out there than Miles Sanders.
Unless it gives some kind of versatility to the formation, which can surprise some people because we haven't seen much of that. A good stats year for Adam Thielen, unfortunately, from this point forward, would be very good for Adam Thielen. I think it could get him another opportunity with a more of a market this offseason if they do trade him or if they do release him. But unfortunately, that doesn't make the Panthers better next year. That doesn't make the Panthers better for 2026. Here's the way I'm looking at the Panthers. Every decision. 2025, you should be better. You should be improving. You should be building. You should be better. 2026 is the year that I think you start to have expectations. That's where you start to say we should be in the mix competing for a division. So when you make decisions now, part of it has to be what makes us the most improved, the best team possible in 2026. And unfortunately for Andy Dalton, for Adam Thielen, for Miles Sanders, a lot of these guys, it's just you're not in those plans. Xavier Legette is. Jalen Coker should be. Bryce Young, 2026, I'd say small percentage, but there's a possibility. It's not a zero. The Athletic thinks he's going to be the starter at least next year. Think about that. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I know I said it a billion times, but again, Adam Thielen, good player. I want that to be part of the underlying deal. Good player, like him, catches the ball. As a quarterback, he's your favorite kind of guy, right? Dependable, where he's going to be, running good routes. As a GM, I'm looking at it going, sorry, man, you've just aged out.